Right, listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. Right, we've put out some videos over the last week or so, and yeah, they've had loads of conversation about it. Loads of people have subscribed to the channel. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed and enjoyed them. There's been like a huge discussion, and I've actually just been on Carboat Chris's podcast discussing it as well. And one thing that I didn't quite realise is that there was all these other videos being sort of made, about me and about discussing the topic, but no one kind of really ever invited me to discuss it on, which was a little bit strange. I thought it would have been a really good opportunity for those to maybe do a reaction, tag me in it, and I could have done a reaction to them, and it would have been some good content. But nonetheless, the things that I say in these videos, I think, you should take some of it literally, but a lot of what I say is, I use a lot of hyperbole. I use a lot of kind of, abrasive kind of, humour, because that's just what my humour is. I have quite an abrasive personality. It's just the way that I am. But I think the fundamental point of the videos, though, was to kind of get people talking about things honestly, right? And the reason why I did the truth about YouTube carpet resellers, or whatever the title was because I thought it would get some good reaction. It would get a lot of views because people would click on that thumbnail and ultimately watch the video. Now, the thumbnail, title, and all that sort of stuff is hyperbole. It is hyperbole, and it was really just to get people to click onto the video, and then hopefully they watch it. And a lot of you did watch all the way to the end. I think it was a 27-minute video. Throughout that video, there is a lot of great points in there, and there's been a lot of backlash on it about, YouTubers aren't ruining the business or whatever it is. Now, I think one of the issues that I do have is that trying to talk at length for 27 minutes or 30 minutes about a subject, it's hard, guys, right? Sometimes I will use the wrong word. So when I was, occasionally I would use the word ruining reselling, and that's not the word that I meant, really. I think what I meant was it was changing reselling. Although the word ruining is very, it's a word that people will, it's very polarizing, right? It's a polarizing word. So that might have been one of the reasons why I chose that word as well. But definitely slip of the tongues happen. It does happen. But, in order for us to have a long conversation about this sort of stuff, we do need to have these kind of videos put out there. And I think they are beneficial. I've had hundreds and hundreds of comments on these videos saying, what great insight I've got. And, it's not glazing me at all. I will try and put information out there. I will talk about things that I think are interesting. If you want to watch it, I hope you do, then you'll watch it. And if you don't, then you won't watch it. But hopefully the content is interesting, and there's things out there for you to learn. There's loads of stuff for you to learn, and we discussed today in Chris's podcast that I've learned things from him, and he may well have learned things from me. Everybody can learn from everybody, and the way that I do things is completely different to the way that most of you do things, or even Chris will do things himself. So, we have to kind of be, we have to be able to discuss these topics openly, and there doesn't need to be an ego about, because a lot of the people that kind of felt like I was attacking them were, YouTubers themselves. And some of those people were like, well, you're making videos. And yeah, guys, I am making videos. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm just discussing the topic as it is. And I don't think that that's necessarily an unhealthy thing to do. Now, one thing that needs to be taken into account as well is that I try to make the videos interesting, and sometimes I will, say things like, like the other day video was, it was going to be talking about lazy resellers, and I'm going to be naming names, and that person was you. Now, a couple people, commented underneath that video saying, well, some people just like to plod along. And of course, 100%, that's completely right. Not all of these videos, or all of the information within these videos, are going to apply to you, right? Some of them are not going to apply to you in the slightest. If you are happy plodding along, then you're happy plodding along. Don't worry about it. But if you want to grow your reselling business and make it to a point where you can make more money, then stick around. Maybe you'll learn something and watch this video. So, again, if I say, you've got to realise that I'm kind of speaking in a generalisation. There's always going to be exceptions to every single rule, right? It doesn't matter what you're doing or what I say. There's always going to be someone out there that's going to be like, well, I don't like to do things like this and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's completely fine. What I'm trying to put out there isn't something that you should follow by gospel. I don't think you should follow any YouTube reseller gospel at all, because we all do different things differently. And, you know, as Chris even said earlier, he doesn't have that many boot sales around him where he is, so his opportunity to source in those sorts of places is smaller than what mine is, where I live in a really densely populated boot sale area, and we've got one of the biggest ones in the country. So everybody's different for those reasons, but hopefully by putting out a different perspective, there's things that you can learn, you can pick up, and even if you don't buy Pokemon, for example, you can apply the information that I'm using to Pokemon to see how you can apply it to somewhere else, and hopefully that will help you. You know, I believe that hearing, you know, longer forms of content about specific subjects will help you understand on a much larger level than just the surface level of going around picking up an item and this is what you should get. I think the theory of reselling, or being in retail as I like to call it, is such a complex thing. And, you know, from some of the videos that I've been watching, you know, about my videos, it's, everybody is like, well, that's, you know, I don't agree with this, and I don't agree with that, and that's fine. It's, you know, you're not supposed to agree with everything. It's not everything will apply to you, and you know, that definitely needs to, in order for us to have an intelligent conversation about things, we have to make certain assumptions about what I'm saying, right? The assumption number one is that sometimes we will make mistakes in some of the wording that I will use, but you know, hopefully you'll be able to read between the lines and pick up the information I'm actually trying to say there. Part number two is that, you know, just because the title of that video is what it is, it doesn't mean that is the only thing that is affecting the larger scale. So, you know, when I said about YouTubers ruining reselling, there's so many factors, guys, that of things that have changed the reselling market. The YouTube scene is one thing that has changed it. We can't deny that. I know a lot of people out there have said, oh, you know, it just is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. That's why it's changed. Right? It answers itself there, yeah? But, yeah. You know, I could have made that video 3 hours long, and I could have discussed the topic of what has changed in the reselling community or business or industry over the last 5 to 10 years. Would that have got a larger reaction? Probably not. The title wouldn't have stuck very well. And thirdly, who wants to watch a 3-hour video about me talking about that? Wouldn't you rather me put it into bite-sized half-an-hour segments that people can digest easier, not get bored of? And, you know, that video is 30 minutes already, guys. I can't discuss everything in a 30-minute video about what has affected the YouTube scene, the reselling scene. Now, that video was about YouTubers and how YouTubing and how content creation as a whole has changed. I could also make a video for why content creation is necessary, and that's why it's changed. So maybe we'll do something like that in the future, and why content is so important now, because that's what I think a lot of people did kind of miss the point on. Even though I spent 2 minutes at the beginning of the video explaining this is not an attack on anybody, this is not attacking anyone in the YouTube community or any person or anything like that. This is just an objective look at the topic and the subject. I've seen it come up over the years many times. So I thought, you know what? Let's make a video about it. I feel like I've got a pretty good perspective on these things. I've been around for quite a number of years. So, yeah, I mean, I know I did watch one video from, I forget the guy's name now, but he made, his thumbnail was, resellers are not ruining, YouTubers are not ruining reselling. And, yeah, he made quite a, you know, direct video to me, which is completely fine. I welcome any criticism at all, because, you know, if you make a criticism video, I'll make a criticism video about the video that you criticized me on, and then we can get some content out of it, guys, right? So it's all self-fulfilling. I mean, James, I wish you'd have made that reaction video, man. I did throw you a bone to try and get a video out of it, but you didn't do the reaction video. You should have done that, man. It would have got really good views. Anyway, then I could have made another one, and then we could have kept this going for 2 weeks. We could have done a box set out of it, and then in 10 years' time, all of these people running around boot sales would have seen our box set there for like 50p or something, and hopefully it sells for millions in CEX. But yeah, you know, everything that I say, guys, it's not all encompassing. If I say that YouTubers have changed the reselling business, yeah, you're right. It's not the only thing that has changed it. I can only cover one subject I can only cover one topic per video. Otherwise, I'm cutting myself. It's hard to think of these subjects, guys, for 30 minutes and have a rant about 30 minutes about it and make it interesting and informative still, right? So, you know, this is another reason why I put a comment in saying, if you have any topics that you want me to discuss, please let me know and I'll pick some out. Because there are a lot of things out there that maybe you want me to discuss, and there might be things out there that you want me to, you know, give my perspective on, which is perfectly fine. That would help me get some ideas for how we can sort of make this series continue. And that's something that I do want to do. Now, how do I know that long form videos work well for me? Well, I watch a lot of long form videos. I watch a lot of videos of people like me. Not that I'm trying to be like these people, but they do a 30-minute video talking about a specific subject. And I learn so much from those types of videos. So I feel like there is a gap in the market for those types of videos, and nobody's making those types of videos, so I'm going to make those types of videos. Now, one thing that I've been very good at in my reselling business is finding gaps in the market, and I'm always able to identify things that people don't even know that they want yet. And you know, I'm sure that going forward there may even well be some more videos like this that come out where people stand in front of a camera for 30 minutes, talk about reselling for a little while. Great, that's brilliant. Hopefully there is more honest discussions about this sort of stuff, because it's not just, you know, reselling isn't just about walking around boot sales, picking up stuff and, you know, selling it, finding it cheap and selling it for a profit, you know, like it makes it, like what you would kind of have to believe. It doesn't have to be that way either. There's so much more to it, and I think there's a lot more that I can teach people. And you know, one guy commented on my video saying, oh, something about a YouTube guru or something like that, you know. I don't claim to be a guru. I don't even claim to be the best reseller in the world. I could do a lot better than what I'm doing. But it all boils down to I'm lazy. That's the bottom line. And I could do a lot more than what I'm doing, but I am just lazy. And you know, but I do have a lot of insight because I've been doing it a long time, and I know that I can do 2 days worth of work and make my wages for 2 months, and then just be lazy. So it's not that I'm sitting around being lazy. It's just that I've got myself into a position where I'm able to be a little bit lazy, right? So hopefully that doesn't come across like a little bit like brash. But you know, if you can focus a place where you can sell in high volume for a couple of days, yeah, it does a lot of wonders for you. But anyway, yeah, with the videos, try not to take everything too literally. Try to also remember that I'm trying to make the videos interesting and entertaining. I want you to click on the link. I want you to click on it and watch, hopefully to the end. Hopefully the videos will be interesting enough that you do watch till the end. The titles that I'll put out will be abrasive because that's my nature. But I think if you actually watch the video, and if you actually watch it all as well, because it's very easy as well to see what people have watched till the end in the comments, you know, because some people will mention about something that's happened in the end, and some people will only focus on what happened in the first 5 minutes. And if you only watch the first 5 minutes, then you haven't really understood what I'm actually trying to say. It's a 30-minute video, guys. You can't read the introduction to an essay and then say, oh, that's what the essay is about, you know. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Keep also in mind that if I'm saying all of you guys, you know, there will be exceptions to the rule. Please don't put in the comments, oh, well, some resellers like to do this. If that's what you like to do, then that's absolutely fantastic. You know, this isn't meant to be a you know, like a course that I'm selling to you, and this is how you must do, and this is how you must perform, and that sort of stuff. I don't, you know, at the end of the day, if you don't want to, most people that are watching this stuff will say in the comments, these are all really great ideas, but then won't make any of those changes. So I don't even expect people to even make those changes. And, you know, ultimately it doesn't make any difference to me whether they do or not. Do you know what I mean? So it is, you know, it just is what it is. You know, these are some of the things that I employ. These are some of the things that I don't. Some of the things that I do employ, or that I say on this camera, are Only things that I employ 50%. And there's always people out there, you know, that will try and gotcha all the time. They're like, oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. You know, you get these weirdos that were like, going all your numbers and, oh, you've posted this many videos and you've only got this many subscribers and all this like weird shit. Like, you're telling me you spent half an hour going through my website just to tell me that actually you do have lots of under £10 items on your store. Yes, I do have lots of £10 items on my store, but if you ever look at and see what those items are, they are Pokemon figures. I'm a Pokemon store. Those Pokemon figures are replenishable to me, and people don't just buy one and they look through the list, they buy 5, 6 or whatever, and then that order ends up being £30. So, you know, people are always trying to got you all the time. You know, they're always trying to say, oh, you know, he's saying this, but he's actually doing this. But, you know, you have to apply this stuff liberally, guys. You don't have to say, oh, well, that's it, I'm never doing £10 items again. For me, doing £10 items on my website or £10 or less items in that case is worth it. I don't pay any fees for a start, what you got to remember. So everything is different for everybody, guys. You know, this isn't rocket science. I don't understand why I have to make this video, but here we are. Just thought I'd explain it all out to you. Explain that not everything needs to be literal. Not everything's so serious. You know, the titles and the videos are just to get you to click. I'm letting you in a little industry secret. I just want you to watch the video. If you watch the video and you get something out of it, that's also great. I'd love for you to get something great, get something useful out of these videos, because that's hopefully the reason why you're watching them. Hopefully hopefully they don't trail off and get really, really boring halfway through. And you know, there will be a lot of people that don't make them to the end. That's the way that it is. But I have to put the point out there. I have to explain it in great detail. And, you know, hopefully people will enjoy these sorts of videos going forward. Now, what's next? We've got some... If you want to learn some stuff, all right, about like the trading card market and Pokemon and that sort of stuff, I do videos on that as well. We'll talk about some market analysis stuff and what's coming up and that sort of thing. So stick around for that as well. And, you know, there's a couple of like really negative people in the comments, and believe me, I do not give a shit about these comments at all. It literally is like water off a duck's back. But there's people in the comments that will be like, oh, you know, you consider yourself a guru and I can't learn anything from you, right? And then when you click on this person's profile, they're a channel with like 50 subscribers and they're walking around in, you know, like a charity shop, and all of their videos are them walking around in charity shops. And I'm just like, you know, if you are walking around in charity shops for DVDs, maybe there is something else you could be looking at. You know, maybe you could be learning from somebody, because, you know, please don't like, you know, like if that's what you do, you go around looking for DVDs, you know, that's fine, that's great. It really doesn't make any difference to me. But you can't say to me, oh, I'm starting on my, you know, I've just started reselling 3 weeks ago. I'm now picking up DVDs, but there's in charity shops, but there's absolutely nothing that I can learn from you. Everybody can learn something from everybody. I could probably learn something from that guy about picking up DVDs, because that's just something that I've never picked up. So everybody can teach something to everybody. We don't have to be so, you know, negative, or I don't even know why people feel the need. Like, oh, another one that come on, right, was one guy was like, maybe you should do less opinionated videos, because, you know, maybe your videos would do a little bit better. And, you know, the last 3 videos or 4 videos that I've put out have been pretty opinionated, have been the most, you know, the best videos, the most successful videos that I've actually put out. So, you know, people will try and offer you advice. Oh, the other thing that he said was, I watch Ricky Resells. As if, like, maybe you should be more like him. But, like, why? Well, I don't care if you watch Ricky Resells. It makes no difference to me who you watch. Why would I give a shit who you watch? Why are you even telling me that? Like, I just don't understand. And by the way, no offense to Ricky Resells, that was just the yeah. But why would I care if you watch, you know, Pete from Sales of the Unexpected, or George Ross, or Master of Pieces? Why would I give a shit if you watch any of these people? It literally makes no difference to me. The comments really are supposed to be. And don't get me wrong, I know you're always going to get this stuff, right? So it's perfectly fine. But the comments are supposed to be, just so that we can clarify, because like I said, I'm only going to say this once. The comments are supposed to be, guys, for you to put your rebuttals in, offer me topics, but don't tell me who you... I don't care who you watch. What difference does it make when I watch The Simpsons? What difference does that make? I just... People always try and put, like, random, like, passive-aggressive stuff in the comments, right? And it just makes me laugh. Because I don't know whether they feel like they're actually getting to, because they really don't. It's like water off a duck's back to me, it really is. But Anyway, I think that's it. I think I've talked about this enough. You know, guys, just come on, let's grow up a little bit. Let's be a little bit more. Let's behave a little bit. You know, stop being so neggy in the comments all the time. We're just having a little bit of fun. We're just trying to talk about some topics. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be aggressive or, you know, full of ego and, you know. I don't know, anyway, but I hope you enjoyed the podcast. And Chris, leave us a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you're new here, come back on the next one, because we're going to be talking about the new Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy video set that's coming out soon, and guys, it is going to be crazy, so make sure you come back for that one. We'll see you on that. Like it, subscribe it, see you on that. Don't be tight, check out the site, and see you soon.